All right. Hello, everyone. So I just recorded a game and realized there were quite a few technical difficulties. So I'll be going up for YouTube members. I have quite a few videos I want to start making for membership, and I want to try a new series. I just haven't figured out exactly what I want yet. But one thing I did want to do is whenever I record something and something went wrong, and it's a video I'm probably not going to upload normally, I'm going to start uploading those to YouTube membership. So when I'm messing around, I lose a game because I did something really stupid and that sort of stuff, it's all going to go over there instead of throwing things away. I'm going to see if I have any of those left over in my collection of recordings. I do like to delete things over time, but that is the goal right now. So if you want to see that, definitely join the YouTube membership. I do have some other videos you can see already uploaded as well. Anyway, let's see if we can get a game here without any technical difficulties this time. I think everything's working now and no more misclicks. All right. We're at 2Q plus right now. Let's see if we can go further. All right, we got a game. This one took a little bit longer this time, but not too big of a deal. Let us go with an orthodox opening this time. I haven't played that in a while. Oh, they're doing that. Maybe we won't go with orthodox. Let's see what happens when we do this one. Yeah, the reason I want to do this is so I could approach my opponent first with this high move. It's not perfect, and they want to play some sort of weird Joseki. Now, this is 1Q plus, so I believe there's reverse Komi. So maybe they're trying to be a little bit more aggressive for that. But let's play this sort of Joseki here that I like. This, yeah, let's play this sort of old school thing here where we're doing this magic sword, I think is what they used to call it. Yeah, we do. It's a bit unintuitive, but you do the Hane here. See if I can even remember it, honestly. You bump here. And then the AI suggests pushing and cutting. So we do this push and push. And it's unintuitive because you're actually breaking your own shape a little bit. So it doesn't make a lot of sense in that regard. Interesting that they decided to do that. So I guess I can just block, which makes it simpler. They're still getting the outside. Just the question is, do I need another move? Normally, you'd have this in Atari. If they extended, you'd be able to push. If they extend here, should still be able to handle that. I'm going to add another move to make sure that there's no Aji here. And I'll just see what they want. They've made a lot of influence, and this is not Sente right now, so I will be attaching to their area in the upper left. My group's alive, so I definitely don't need to save that stone. That's why I added another move, so I could potentially get some extra moves in the bottom side as well. The question is, do I want the left side here? This is one of my favorite moves right now, this attachment, because I can take the left side with this one and just extend towards their wall. Or I can take the top side, let them still build, and I get to build as well. I think in this case, I want to make it hard for them to use their wall. So I'm going to take the bottom Hane, the left side Hane. We just connect. Even if they attack me from here, they're also in a little bit of trouble. So we're okay with that. Because you can usually do a move like this one here, where we're applying a lot of pressure to the corner. Could also just Hane. Can just bump and extend, and we just have influence, and they have corner, also fine. Hane, they bump, and then they push. We have a lot of cutting points. So I'll just do the thing that simplifies the game. I'm 100% okay to just get influence here. Yep, I'll just extend again as well. I don't want them to Hane it ahead of 3 stones. And they even fixed that, so I feel really, really good about this so far. I actually don't know the exact move I want to play. If they approach me from the bottom, they can start building the center in a very large way. But they can still do the shoulder hit if I do the normal enclosure. Maybe we can do the Knight's move enclosure this way, or we can just do like a Sanrinse. Let's do the large Knight's move here. So they can't approach the bottom and build from that side as easily. They can capture that if they want to. Do we need another move? Do we even need to respond to this move? They extend, we just Atari. They attach here, we have this into this. That doesn't work. I think our corner's still just alive. So I'm going to play another big move. I don't believe that's Sente. They have to prove to me that it is. Now we're getting into a fight, so this will be good. This will be a nice thing to look at here. So we have a Sanrinse. They're jumping into the Sanrinse. Our goal is not to turn the center into points. Our goal is to attack the stone to turn our corners into points. So we'd kick here, and we'll jump high. Jumping high is for attacking. But unless they don't respond, of course. We'll figure out what they're going to do. But they're jumping like this, which means we can also just jump again. This is still fine. We now have Hane under, so that means they have a harder time making eyes. And if they Atari, it really, really helps. But here it looks like they just don't have any eye shape. So we're going to get rid of the rest of their base that they could have had if they just extended. And there's still a group that's just going to be running. Yeah, if they really want this, I'm very, very happy for them. Yeah, very, very happy for them to just get one eye on the side. Yeah, one eye is not very much. And so there's still a weak group, but right now, because we're so strong, we can actually jump very far, right? They made our group this really nice shape here, so we can jump very far from it because we don't have to worry about it getting cut. We're just trying to surround them, and that's where the goal here. They're trying to live on both sides now, but we can just surround them with one more move, I think. So we don't want them to take the corner super easily. So I'm going to Hane from the corner. If they take the corner with no effort here, that's no good. I'm going to connect so I don't have to respond again. And then we will be surrounding their group. Yep, just surround, surround. It's okay if they can live. Not a big deal at all. The more we surround this, the stronger we're going to get towards the center, which means maybe we can even start attacking them again. Interesting decision here. They're attaching. They're expecting us just to block, but what if we Hane on the inside? We are very strong. Hane here, they do this one, they do that, we do that one, then we capture the stone. Then they Atari us and they surround us. We can also just Atari this directly. Just threaten to cut directly. But I think they can still surround us. So I think just the Hane is going to be fine. We want to make sure our groups are strong. We don't want to be anything that's too complicated here. Yeah, just make sure the group is strong. We're good to go. Except for the problem that they have here is I can actually just push now, threatening to cut. But I guess they fix this side. Yeah, I'll just surround. Not a big deal. Just surround everything. Just surround everything. They can live. They'll live in Gote, and we just get to surround. I was very tempted to be more aggressive, but there's just no need. Absolutely no need to be more aggressive here. Throw in doesn't do anything. They are just alive. Now they have to live with their other group. And mostly you should just run from the center again. Just surround, I mean, from the center again. It's like this is a very common move to pressure them. Just remember, we have some free moves against their group because their group's not 100% alive. So when we extend here to surround, if they play anything to threaten to connect, we can always get that Atari, which is really, really nice. So we're just surrounding. That's just our goal here. Yep, and this is actually Sente to kill their group. Yep, they needed to respond there. We can maybe even just Hane in, but we can throw in here and then Hane. Yep, just throw in at the vital point, which is threatening to connect on two sides. And then instead of connecting, we're just going to Hane under to reduce the amount of ice space. That's usually the better idea. And then, yep, after we connect here, we have two ways of making them not alive by a Hane out or a push on either side. And so the group is dead at this stage. We may not even need another move, but I usually like to make it a bulky 5, so I don't have to think about stuff. This cut, they're trying to be a little bit sneaky, but we're just Atariing through here. Because if they Atari the other way, we just extend. And here we can also just extend. So we're also still fine. And here we just play Hane to keep their liberties very low. We connect, yep, perfectly fine. They cannot surround us. Yep, just extend. We kept their liberties low on purpose. They couldn't surround our group. It's been a while since I've played some games like this and done a little bit of basic commentary. Kind of fun again. And here, our group on the other side's alive. There's no way for them to really attack it, so we just need to escape. So this jump is threatening to capture the 2 stones that they just extended. And then we can also cut here and extend and capture these 3 stones. So no matter what, they're just dead and we capture something. Yep, so let's just... Oh, we can also surround this way. It's probably fine too. So sure, let's surround this way. If they connect, we can just push. And that should be good too. Okay, now they're going to go into the corner to try to kill. Try to live in the corner, I mean. I got distracted. I was thinking about killing them. I don't think I can, so it's fine. In this case, I'm just going to connect because I'm not too worried about them just taking some points away there. Because if I do go down, they go up, I have to connect, and they can slide, then they are just alive. So it's probably bigger just to let them get a little bit versus getting a lot. Just connect here is not a big deal. Get rid of the co, get rid of all those problems. Then we just can play a big move. If they extend the corner, we can just do something like this turn here, which is a huge move in the center, getting a lot of the points on the top side. So not a big deal there. They're turning because if we block, they have a peep. If I connect, they can push through an Atari and stuff. So we're going to block this way to make sure they can't do that. Whenever you block and there's a double peep, often the double peep move is the way you're supposed to defend against it. And here, this is just too small now, and we have 3 stones in the center that we can attack. So if we jump towards the center, we're gaining points, and we're threatening to surround. We don't need to be aggressive. We're happy to just gain some points, and we're good enough to go. And here, we just surround the stone. This is just way too deep. There's no way they can live. This is a desperation move. Just extend. We're already cutting them off. No need to be too aggressive. Yep, just push and cut is good enough. Even if they extend in to threaten to cut us, doesn't really matter. Because they cannot cut. Because the cut just doesn't work. This Atari, then we just capture the stones. It's just a net. They're just not thinking about their moves anymore. We could probably turn first if we want to. They have to connect, and then we can connect. Yep. It's nice to try to find forcing moves before you defend whenever you can. Now, this left side's actually really big now, too. But also just trying to capture the stones on the outside is really nice. They're threatening to like cut stuff. So we'll just connect, I guess. There are cutting bits of Aji that I don't want to have to deal with. So we just connect. We don't have to worry about it anymore. So now we just try to capture these 3 stones. This should be fine. Just block. Looks like it should be okay. There is a lot of Aji, but I think it's fine. We'll find out, though, when they start cutting me and I die or something. Here, I like to just take a liberty whenever I can. If I can take a liberty away from my opponent, when we're getting into a fight like this, it's usually very, very helpful. I can take the liberty the other way as well, but this way should work, too. Because when they do this, I cut on the inside. They only have 3 liberties. They need to figure out a way to get me less than 3 liberties with stones that might just die. So they have to be very, very careful with that idea. A lot of this actually isn't reading necessarily, which I should be doing. A lot of it is more like recognizing the shape. We can push again here, and then we have 4 liberties, so we don't have to worry. Now, 3 liberties was already good enough to capture, but 4 more than enough. All right, doing a nice probe here to see how I respond. We could Atari first if we really want to, but just connecting is fine, or pushing here. Like, nothing really matters. I think the connect to make sure there's not that much Aji is probably a good idea. But I have 4 liberties. That's all that really matters, is the fact that I have 4 liberties. And they only have 3. They can't expand their liberties at all. My stones are fine as long as I keep that in mind. All right, they push, they extend here, but it doesn't matter anymore. Now it's just time for big moves. Something over here actually is still pretty big. So just go over here. Looks really nice. Nice big end game and somewhat opening point, honestly. Right, attaching, that's fine. I'm not worried about really attacking their group. We're just going to, they attach, we Hane. Simple. I'm not going to worry about anything special there. We can probably actually just Atari and Atari if we really want to, but I'm fine with just blocking this as well. If they really want to Atari everything and try to capture, there's a double Atari there for me, so not a big deal. Yeah. Oh, why are they going this way? I have more liberties than they do. I can even push. Push and then push. And then even just come out. This might actually be interesting too. If they just connect underneath, I'm happy to capture. I'm just curious how they want to handle this. Because this is the only way they can live is by connecting underneath now. If I turned, they were dead. So that was probably the bigger move. But I wanted to get this, so I couldn't help myself. Tari, Hane, are they just dead? Not quite, huh? Since they're not dead, I'm going to go back and capture the stones. I have 4 liberties. Well, I guess they have 4 liberties too. Yeah. Forgot about that idea. So that was me just making a mistake there. I miscounted the liberties. Yeah. Just I miscounted the liberties. Not a big deal. For some reason, I counted them as 3 and me as 4, but that was probably because the last game I played. Probably because of that last game I played, I gotta be honest. Yeah. We'll just go and play another big move. This will be good enough for sure. This one loss is not enough to lose the game. It was just a simple misread here. Making some simple mistakes, but not a big deal. This is not Sente for them. So we can actually go down and play like a big move like this extension, threatening to go into the corner. And that's one way to block. And then we can even jump really far over here, which is really nice. Yeah, if I remembered that that was enough liberties, I should have gone to the outside area. That would have been fine, but I was just, having an issue there. Hane over the top, capture, and I can play here. Wait a minute. Does this move work for them? I capture the stone. I just misread something, so we'll try it anyway. Capture the Atari. We capture. If they don't play another move, we can do something. If they go down, it's a little bit annoying though. But we would do this one. If they go that way, we go here. Probably don't have to worry about it, so we'll just pull back. They have to play another move, so it's fine. And then we just need to play some endgame stuff. We're definitely still winning, so not a big deal. Let's just force them to take these stones off the board. Well, not force them, just get the Hane. Why not? And then just moves, huh? This one, if they Hane there, that is pretty big. This area is still pretty big too. I'm really bad at endgame. We've killed enough. We don't need to be good at endgame, right? Sure. Let's just play something. We'll play over here. I think this is threatening the group to some extent, so this should be fine. He should play here, I think. But he does not do that, which is okay. And then we can get rid of this endgame move for them. Or play somewhere else. I guess if they can squeeze this one, then that's going to be good for them. So let's jump up here. So you keep an eye on the liberties themselves. Make sure they don't go under 3. This one is somewhat annoying, but not a big deal. We probably don't need to answer anymore. Bamboo joint feels nice. So I think I will do bamboo joint, but I'm not sure if it was necessary. Okay, they're just answering, so we're good. I think they have like Sente from both sides, right? It's a little bit annoying. I think that's Sente for me over there. I'm going to Atari just because I don't know what to do. And then I'll play the Hane up here. That's probably good enough. Oh, they just captured. This capture is actually not bad now. I'm still going to do this Hane because why not? Get rid of their Sente move. Reverse Sente is probably better than this little Gote move. But I still have a Sente in-game thing, so not too big of a deal for them. Yeah. Is this Sente? Tari, and then they jump, but we can connect underneath. Maybe it's not Sente. If they push up, we have to worry about this side. They push up, we just connect. Then they extend, then we would connect over here. Would be fine actually. So Atari, jump, we're connected. Huh. I will answer anyway, because I think that other cutting points that I may have to worry about. But that's interesting to note that may not have actually been a Sente move. Just Hane again, I guess. Okay, yeah, that one. Doesn't really matter. This is Japanese rules, right? So the game is done now. So we can probably pass at this point. I definitely forgot about the Ko. There we go. This is dead. Looks okay. And done. Okay, I won by 84 points. I thought it was less than that, but thank you for the game. So I probably will be... I probably did skip some of the end game just because I didn't really say anything too important, and I'm bad at Endgame, so I won't worry about that. I did make a silly mistake on the bottom. That was entirely my fault. I wasn't paying attention. For some reason, I thought that I had one more liberty than they did, but no, we had the same amount of liberties, which means they were winning. That was just me being stupid. Not a big deal. We should be able to take a look at this game. I don't know if there's anything we need to look at in particular, but we can potentially check the that bottom part there. Was there something else I could have done? Yeah, I could just extend, by the way. That would have been fine too. Extending would have been fine. I can also give up the stones there. I actually don't need to even do anything with that. Maybe I could do this Atari and connect. If they connect here, I just capture these stones. Not a big deal. They have some sort of thing here that does work, but we're also threatening to surround them to some extent too. I don't know if we should, because we have to worry about our liberties, but there is that sort of option left. So like push here, push in, push over. I think they could be dead if they don't like run out right away. But if they take a liberty here, I do have to be a little bit careful. Like I might have to do something right away to make sure my liberties are good. But it seems like it could be too much, so I wouldn't worry about it and just keep it simple. Maybe even just extending back is gonna be fine here. But yeah, simple mistake, totally my fault. Was not paying enough attention to liberties there. I hallucinated for some reason. I do think that this right side was a really nice example of how to sort of handle the two weak groups. Because honestly, I think the majority of people would look at this and see the groups as probably being alive at this stage. But they're definitely not alive. After I surround one, there's something I say all the time. I wasn't sure if I wanted to surround it, but after surrounding, you get a lot more strength. That strength that you get allows you to then surround your other group. That's the other weak group there, right? This other weak group, if they want to save all the stones, right? We have this Sente move. If they want to save all the stones, they're likely getting surrounded, and they're likely just going to be dead because they made us so strong on the outside. We can look at the Aji that's here, right? So if they connect here and we do the Hane and connect, we see the Aji that's available, right? There's the push, Atari, there's this. If we connect, maybe there's some sort of thing we have to worry about, so we don't want to connect, we would just extend. And there's this Atari here. So if we didn't have this extra strength towards the middle, maybe they could have broken out. Right? You see how all these extra stones here are very much helping. Because even if first of all, it's my turn, which is sad for them, but even if they do cut now, right? They have this cut, they have this cut, they can extend, maybe they can try something, but now there's a ladder on this side, so I don't need to worry about that side. I can just defend the one side that needs to be defended, or I can just capture this stone. So that extra strength really, really mattered in how they were supposed to escape with this group. They can't escape with their group if they give us all that strength. So what they needed to do here, if they were going to try to live, yes, maybe they can force something to happen, but probably better just to give up part of it and run away. Like, that would be the idea. I might not take it. I probably still surround, but I think that's the right idea. We got to just give up the stones and try to get out as soon as we can. Yeah. Anyway, I think apart from that, the only thing to keep in mind that my opponent made some big mistakes on is, like, I did spend a move that was very slow. I'm not 100% certain if I needed it. I think my group's completely surrounded, so I want to make sure that group is strong. But my opponent played a move that I know for sure was not Sente. They cannot kill my corner from here, which means this is just too small, which I get to the big point. This happens quite often. This is usually the reason why you get pretty far ahead as the stronger player versus a weaker player. It's not really because of outreading your opponent necessarily. It kind of is, right? Like, I recognize that I don't need another move there, but this shouldn't have even been a thought right now to begin with. This is the opening. We can't kill the group even if I respond. Like, even if I am responding here, it's not something that's helping his stones in any way. So what they should be doing is just playing a big move. Like, just take this enclosure, and this feels like a normal-ish game. I probably have more territory, but it's a normal game. But because they play the small move, I get to go to the big area. And I decided to be very simple. And I thought about being more complicated, but I decided to be simple. I made it so they can't build a giant Moyo, and then I get to the big area. They play another move that's not important, not Sente, but also just not important, right? Right now, I'm threatening to build something. They need to do something about that, whatever it is, the splitting move, anything. But instead, they go after another stone. That's just not important. Even if my corner could die at this point, it might be worth playing a big move like this one because we're just taking the other half of the board. This is their only source of territory, be this bottom left area, even if I could die. And so that's the difference here. It's not just the reading aspect, it's just recognizing that that's not important. I think after this was a nice thing to look at. So hopefully this is very helpful. I really enjoyed this game, actually. It's fun to do some almost Dawn level games. Maybe we'll do some Dawn level games here in a little bit. And I hope you guys are having a good day and have fun.